hot mic lips. Here
including your testing.
Testes
tonight on the show.
One.
Quit complimenting me.
Quit touching me.
Wow.
Welcome to the Sportz Phenz Show. The show where, just like you can't get enough sports.
I need a tippy for my bunghole.
47-year wait is over. Nuggets win it. Wilson throwing it underground. And the Denver Broncos have taken Super Bowl 50. The Avalanche are 2022 Stanley Cup champions. A shot into the back of the net for Diego Rubio.
Now here's your hosts, Arthur Knight.
Me.
1-0 Rapids.
Yo, what's good in the hood? Welcome to the Sportz Phenz Show. I am Arthur Knight, and with me, as always, is Mr. Ryan Lagan and Mr. Michael Wharton. What's good in the hood, fellas?
Everything's good.
Mike, I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. Ryan, it's been a week. How's everybody doing? You doing all right? Ready for Thanksgiving?
Can't speak for the hood, but it is good.
I mean, you got a hood pass. It's cool. You speak for the hood. You speak for your hood. We are coming to you.
For the trees.
I speak for the trees. He's the Lorax over here, this guy. All right. We are coming to you live from 4300 West Alameda in Denver, Colorado from Sohi Cafe Studios. So make sure you come by. You can come by and sit in the studio audience, man. We'd love to have an audience. It's always fun to do that. We might be having some watch parties here. I'm not sure what Vinny's plans are for Christmas Eve, or if he'll even be in town or whatnot. But I know the Broncos and the Nuggets play on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day or something to that effect, or both on Christmas Day, which is, it's a good day right now to be alive as a Denver fan. I'm not going to lie. I've been a Denver fan since the 80s, and that's all I'm going to say. But it hasn't always been this good, Mike. You know what I mean?
It's pretty good right now.
It's pretty damn good.
Pretty good.
It's
pretty good.
Pretty.
It's pretty good. Yeah. I know. It's okay, buddy. We're going to talk Boston.
You don't have to feel sorry for Boston fans. Come on.
You know what? You're right. I don't, because they have like a dynasty. I don't give a damn. You know what? F your team, okay? You feel better now?
I'm not even a Patriots fan, and we got everything rolling these days. So we're
that's true. Patriots. Yeah. I mean, if you include the cheating era of no, I'm just kidding. That's for you, Mike.
No, but it's good.
Not this Mike.
For how good y'all are, and to not be like doing it Dodger style where you got to spend $2 billion on every season's payroll to do it.
Oh, he said an LA team. Where's my Brown sound?
Yeah, that took 2 seconds. Sorry. There you go.
That is unapologetically long.
Which is exactly as long as it needs to be.
Whoever recorded that really needs to get themselves checked.
It's absolutely egregious.
I think there's 5 different versions also.
Oh my
Perfect.
God.
That was the extended remix.
One for each LA team. There you go.
Oh, that is perfect. All right, you know what else is perfect and good? iEnvy Vision. We are being brought to you by iEnvy Vision. iEnvy Vision is devoted to offering affordable and fashionable eyewear. iEnvy Vision is your eye care advocates. Their goal is to provide all with the education and awareness needed to make an informed decision about your vision and health. They are located off of Alameda and Buckley in Aurora, Colorado. But if you would like, you could call today at 720-762-4290 or book online at ienvyvision.com. They take most medical insurance and Medicaid. So call or book today, 720-762-4290 or ienvyvision.com. That's 720-762-4290 or ienvyvision.com. iEnvy Vision, we see you. All right, so speaking of seeing somebody, like, I see Shedeur Sanders is struggling on his
this guy's segue game, I swear. Sorry.
It was nasty.
You know what else is perfect and good? Speaking of seeing, Next time we need a football game that's like 2020 or something going into overtime. Speaking of 2020.
Hey, don't knock the game, brother. Don't knock the game.
No. I'm hyping you up, man. I'm hyping you up. Sorry, Shedeur, my bad.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. It's funny because not to go back in time, but Larry used to do that. I would do a transition. He'd be like, "That was good. That was a good segue right
Nice
there."
one.
Like, really, I just be thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway, Shedeur, not doing so well on his first go at
It's
it,
a rough showing, man.
but.
The numbers weren't great.
But
Did the eye test look better to you?
I mean, let's just.
But does he get time to run with the first team? Or
Well, that was
No,
gonna
that's
be
the problem.
that was gonna be the
That's
thing.
whole thing.
That was the
yeah.
problem. He hasn't had any
It
first.
came out that he
That's
hasn't
right.
had any first reps. He hasn't had any time to actually learn the playbook.
Right.
They haven't even given him a complete playbook. So is he getting a fair shake, guys? Like, is he really? Are they really giving him a fair shake in Cleveland?
Well, they haven't so far. We'll see if they're moving forward with him. They're gonna have to do something.
They don't have a choice but to move forward with him. Who else are they
Unless-
they're gonna bring up somebody else and be like, we're gonna start some guy that we signed off the street more
Unless-
than a guy we drafted.
Unless they're trying to tank, and then they can, pick like 3 more quarterbacks in the next draft. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean,
I
for the 4 guys that they had, like, they really have stuck Shedeur in quarterback purgatory. You can't tell me they wouldn't have gotten a mid or late round pick for him before the trade deadline for someone that was willing to take a chance on him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or even after preseason, if you really didn't think. I mean, they brought another quarterback in.
Why did they even draft
And then
him at all?
traded that quarterback. Traded that quarterback.
That's the thing. If you want to say, like, when did they start setting him up for failure? It was draft day.
Right
I mean,
then.
Come on.
Right then. Right there, that part.
It's a conspiracy.
I don't know if it's that, but it's definitely it makes me wonder what's going on in Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland has always had a crappy regime over there. It's not like they've ever been good to their players, the city, etc. I just want to know what's going on. I just want to know what's going on because this Shedeur is better than what he's been being treated. Like, I know the kid has a big mouth and there's a lot of flair behind him, and his dad is prime, so that comes with a lot of flair and notoriety.
Just a lot of bright lights and
a lot of BS.
a lot of extra.
I get it, but does that constitute what he's been going through though, Ryan? Do you think?
I mean, the Cleveland organization is a mess in itself. So you got to look at each of those issues separately to some extent. That being said, this week is his opportunity. He's going to get a full week of reps with the first team. I'm not saying 1 week is the equivalent of a full training camp or
Half a season.
working him into those throughout the season. But there was so much talk prior to the draft about whether Vegas would be interested in both him and his dad, right? And I wonder if the trip to Vegas, a week with the first team, if this is kind of his audition, because I get the feeling the way that they've treated him, even if he lights it up against Vegas and they continue to chant for Shedeur at home games, like you got to imagine Dylan Gabriel gets back in the game as soon as he clears concussion protocol, right? So at this point, is he not just trying out for other teams?
This reminds me of when the Washington Redskins drafted both RG3 and Kirk Cousins in the same fashion. Except for Kirk Cousins was, wasn't he a first round? Or no, he was the third. RG3 was like a second overall or first overall. And everybody was sitting there saying, why did you even draft Kirk Cousins? And I think that soured the relationship with Kirk Cousins in the it was the Redskins then, but the Commanders now. It's a quarterback psyche in the NFL is already finicky at best, right? You can make or break a quarterback in a lot of different ways. Even the most confident person in quarterback is Shedeur Sanders. I feel like, to me, I mean, you guys, speak for yourselves, honestly, but I feel like this man was not set up for success. They drafted him for whatever reason, and it could be that ownership wanted him and the coach didn't, or vice versa. That's probably what the first, because if the coach wanted him, he would have gotten time. Like, right?
You
right?
haven't heard the conspiracy theory that like the call came down from above and the higher ups of the NFL that
No, I haven't heard that.
You have to draft Shedeur, and there might have been some sort of promise for the future, like a Super Bowl in Cleveland or something like that. I don't know.
It seems that way, like something weird, because they didn't just draft him; they traded to get him.
Well, I don't know about a Super Bowl in Cleveland, but what I had heard was that
maybe a Super Bowl game, not Cleveland in the Super Bowl.
No, not Cleveland in the Super Bowl. No,
right.
just like when they get their new stadium in like 9 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say even them hosting a Super. I had heard it was like the GM wanted nothing to do with them, the head coach wanted nothing to do with them, and the owner was like, nah, like he's the 5th round, it's a 1st round talent. You guys better pluck him out of there.
He's gonna sell jerseys.
That right there is a big indicator as to what is going on with the Browns as a whole, as a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just there's some profound communication issues. You know what I mean? Like that's not going to work. I mean, did you guys watch the game?
Oh yeah,
I didn't get to see it. No.
I saw the highlights.
So it wasn't looking good. A passer rating of 13.5. 4 for 16, 47 yards, an interception. But
it was bad.
Was there any did you see any bright spots?
I mean, I saw that he wasn't comfortable in the pocket per se, but like in the sense that his offensive line couldn't stop a nosebleed, but he looked poised. Let's just say that. Like when he was dropping back, he didn't look like he was afraid of the moment. He wasn't making good decisions, but his body language wasn't like he was afraid of the moment.
And I kind of meant this. I was setting this up for a joke, but there is maybe something to it since the O-line was so like god awful.
It was terrible.
He only took 2 sacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But both of those sacks were very hard hits, and he had happy feet after that.
He's very used to taking sacks, though.
He is.
Yeah, that's true. It's actually crazy that Myles Garrett might break the NFL sack record on this bad of a team. I can't imagine what those practices are like, just running through that wet paper thin offensive line all day long for him. But
he probably runs.
Seems like good practice.
And then he goes around again, and then he comes back and sacks him before he does the ball.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch it. I did see the highlight of like his first NFL like career completion, and even on that play, it's like had the man wide open, and it was almost like he got the ball out like 3 steps too later than he needed to.
He's never practiced with any of these receivers or this offensive line.
Yeah, they got zero timing.
Yeah,
he was the backup quarterback, and they never gave him a playbook.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, "What is going on over there?"
And let's contextualize it. Like obviously, you don't see everything that's going on behind the scenes in the locker room and stuff. And I know there's been talk about like he's been disengaged. He sits in the back of the room during film session. He's got this kind of like arrogance. So there's those factors as well, where obviously whatever they're asking of him, they're not necessarily feeling like they're getting, whether it's fair or not.
Yeah, they might not even be asking him for anything, and he's just, it
is a little bit of a two-way street, though. Like the
Fair.
way he's getting kind of treated there. Why would you be engaged? You know what I mean?
Right.
Other than like maybe you want to like kind of move up in the organization.
I was
going to
say, yeah. I mean, there's only so many quarterback roster spots in the NFL. I feel like wherever you are, however they're treating you, I mean, you control what you can't control, right?
For a kid that has gotten everything he's wanted ever,
That's,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's never had to want for anything.
And now he's not getting what he wants.
Big slice of humble pie.
And kind of in a crappy situation, and it's probably,
But that whole notion of him going to Las Vegas is a scary one. I don't like that at all.
Well, I will say
Vegas sucks, dude.
I will say
right now, if they had him though, and he had a full dude, I'm telling you right now,
Raiders suck forever, dude.
Yeah, that's not.
I mean, yes,
change,
and thank you.
Yep. Nice.
What was your thought? I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, in the context of him getting everything, I mean, I'm sure, obviously in his personal life and all the rest of it. But to be fair, it's not like he came out of high school with, SEC, 5-star rating offer. Like he started at Jackson State, and he did have to prove himself there before he even got the
part of that was he wanted to be coached by his dad.
I get that, and I get his his dad's move was part of his move to Colorado. But even still, had his dad not gotten the Colorado job, like he still played well enough at Jackson State to have options if he wanted to, do something else in college too.
Yeah, he played really well.
Yeah,
that's why I truly feel like he's not being treated fairly at all in Cleveland.
I mean, the guy had the highest completion percentage in NCAA football history. Like,
for real,
that's got to be at least worth like you said, a puncher's chance at an opportunity.
Right.
You know?
And I honestly, just judging by everything that we've just stated, he's being treated unfairly. Who else is being treated unfairly?
Everyone in the Cleveland organization.
Yes, but this
the Cleveland fans.
Yeah, right.
the city of Cleveland, the state of Ohio.
The state of Ohio right now is in disarray.
Planet Earth. No, the Denver Broncos at 9-2 are not being treated fairly. I truly believe that this team is not exactly where I thought they would be at the beginning of the season, at this point in the season. But I do believe that I did feel like they were going to be this good. They should be getting PS2 back and getting their leading tackler, inside linebacker, and his name is escaping me right now, and I didn't put it in the notes.
Greenlaw?
No. Come on, Mark, save me. Yes, Singleton.
Got you.
Singleton will be back next week. Now, they beat both teams that played in the big game last year, and Philly in Philly. So why is this team not getting the respect that they deserve? I truly feel like, now I get it. The offense has left a lot to desire, okay? They haven't played really, really good. And a part of that in the rundown, I do have, like, do you guys feel like Sean Payton is playing coy a little bit with his playbook? Because it seems like when the Broncos want to score or want to do something, they just do it.
It's weird.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Computer board Mark.
I still believe that there's like a little bit of a disconnect between Sean Payton and Bo Nix, where Payton's got his grand schemes, in his head, and it's just maybe a bit much for Bo Nix at the time. And then when it comes to like fourth quarter, and it's just like, hey,
he's got a clutch gene.
Hey, Bo, go win the game, and Bo has that in him, and that's what he does. It's getting a little bit better. They looked decent last week. They looked real decent last week. But I'm still thinking that maybe Bo's just not quite ready for the whatever.
Well, we see flashes, right, Mike? I mean,
Big
we
time.
see flashes. Even in that game with Philly, that game when they came back from behind to beat the Giants, when they scored at will against the Cowboys, who had a terrible defense. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat that. But yet and still, it seemed like they could do whatever they wanted, Ryan. So why is it that this team is not getting – I mean, they're the number one.
Well, because we even own the tiebreaker against the Patriots because win percentage against our own conference or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Exactly. Thank you, Mark.
I think the defense gets the respect that it deserves nationally. I think
the defense, but the team does not.
The team, obviously, and I think there are justified questions around Bo Nix, and the offense. They now don't have J.K. Dobbins for the rest of the year, right? And
that's big.
And
that's huge.
And when has R.J. Harvey or any other running back on this team put a decent game together outside of maybe against Cincinnati in a garbage time in the second quarter type of game, right?
Against a mediocre defense at best.
And if you the defense will keep you in every game, yes, but if you really want to use that defense to control games, you have to be able to control the clock as well.
Yep.
And if you can't run the ball because you don't have J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey's scared to run downhill, then I get the questions. I do, and I think if you're Sean Payton, I could see why you're asking, does he play coy? But if your strength of your defense is your pass rush, you want to be playing from ahead. You don't want to have to be coming from behind all the time.
I agree.
And you certainly don't want to be having to come back from down 20 points in the fourth quarter against the Giants and things like that. That's not playing coy. You're actually struggling, in my opinion.
I don't disagree. I'm just posing the question.
Fair enough.
I don't disagree at all. I totally believe that there's some sort of, I don't want to say dysfunction, but like Mike said adequately, there's an ingredient missing in the gumbo. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
There's an ingredient missing, and we just, as fans, we're on the outside looking in. We don't know, but we see it. We see something's missing.
Yeah.
But this team should still get its respect, though. It's 9-2 and just went through the gauntlet of a season.
Yeah.
I'm still hesitant in some aspects, but I'm definitely starting to come around. I know a few weeks ago I was saying that we were doing well, and I was still not happy with it. But I'm looking at my preseason prediction, and I had us 7-4 by now.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually a pleasant surprise. The defense is kind of carrying the team.
And they're 3-0 without PS2. Let's throw that out there.
Yeah, that's
Their
not bad.
best defensive
That's
player hasn't
wild,
played
for
in
sure.
3 games, and yet this team has won 3 games and held some top-performing offenses to limited capacity.
100% because of my
They
boy.
also only lost the 2 games that they did by a field goal
Right.
or less points than a field
like
goal.
what, combined 4 points? And
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they could easily be 11-0 right now. Easily.
Well, and you listen to the conversations around like what to expect from teams in one possession games, which you're going to get frequently in the playoffs if you're going to make a deep run, right? Like, think about the narrative around the Chiefs. They were 10-0 in 1-score games last year. They've obviously regressed to the mean in that category this year. I think they're 1-4 or something like that, right?
I don't think they've won a game, and I think they're 0. I believe they're
right.
0, but you might be right.
Whatever it is, it's
Yeah.
the opposite script, right?
Right.
I think you could have this same exact Broncos team a year or 2 from now where, you've actually shown something in the playoffs and have it be a completely different narrative. The thing is, Bo Nix has played 1 playoff game in his career, and he got he had 1 good drive in that entire game, and they got steamrolled. So that's
Right.
what they're looking at this team's identity as is, hey, they haven't actually proven anything yet, 9-2 or not.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. They do need to go out there and still prove it. But they still did. I still think they deserve the respect of being 9-2 and the number 1. And like Mike said, they have the tiebreaker from New England. And I'm not trying to take anything away from New England. New England's really good.
So that's a great segue, right? So
Right.
how would y'all as Denver fans look at New England, right? Another 9-2 team, another team we didn't expect to necessarily be 9-2 at this point in the season, but also this core hasn't ever, won a playoff game before. So, my guess is if you were to meet New England in the playoffs, you'd feel good about that matchup, would you not?
I don't know if I would feel good because they're a hot and upcoming team and they're hungry, but I would rather play them with no experience than have to go into Buffalo and I'd rather even have to go into New England and have to play them in New England than have to have Buffalo come here or go to Buffalo, who has more experience. Right. They're hungry, but this is an up and coming. It's like a young wolf trying to get become the leader. He's going to come after the biggest, baddest wolf, and right now that's the Denver Broncos.
Right.
So to your point, yes, I would rather have New England in the first round than I would anybody else, but as it's shaping up right now, it looks like the Broncos aren't going to be playing New England because New England, as long as they keep on the same path, they're going to be the number 2. With that said, I believe that New England didn't make the playoffs last year, right?
Correct.
So they're playing a weaker schedule this year.
They have a super weak schedule.
They are playing a weaker schedule than the Denver Broncos, who did make the playoffs. Now, it's not much. It's minuscule. It really is, because the Broncos barely made the playoffs last year, right? They weren't a number 1 team. They didn't win a division. They squeaked in by the hair of their chinny chin chin. But that means that they have a harder schedule this year. They've had to play both teams that played in the Super Bowl last year. Now, granted, KC's in their division, so of course they're going to have to play them. But to have to go into Philly and beat Philly and not get respect for being 9-2 after, I explained the parameters around their scheduling last year, and I get it. I mean, last year in the last 11 games, I explained that, how they, flew in and out, 2 Thursday night games, 4 short weeks, et cetera, et cetera. And they still came out on top 9-2 and could be 11-0. So I just feel like this team should get a little more respect. Mark, you want to chime in a little bit? You don't want to? Okay. Mark said no. He's shaking his head vigorously.
Denver's they've got a stronger strength of schedule, but New England actually has a .002 stronger strength of victory. I would think largely on beating Buffalo on the road and then beating Tampa on the road as well.
And those are their divisionals, right?
Well, not Tampa, but Buffalo.
But Buffalo,
yes.
yeah.
And they get
and
Buffalo
then Tampa
again
being
still.
a winning team.
Yeah.
Those are tough. Those are gritty wins.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from New England. They're a good team. That's a well-coached team.
Those are a couple of good wins, but then they lost to the Raiders right out the gate.
Yep.
Yeah, week 1, right?
Yeah,
right.
that's you get no respect.
Packers also dominated Detroit week 1 too. I mean, I don't know if we would do that again if that game happened tomorrow, but
yeah,
I don't know. The Packers are really good. I mean, I think they're really good. even though they're your team.
They've about given me 3 heart attacks this season already.
Yeah, but I just think that they just need to find a rhythm. And once they do find a rhythm, that team is going to be tough to beat.
One thing
in the playoffs, they're going to be really hard.
One thing that the Patriots might have over the Broncos is that their quarterback looks fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
And their defense is solid.
it's true.
Their defense is solid. They're not as good as the
it's not as good as
Broncos.
the Broncos. No.
Not as good, but they're solid enough to where they could hassle the Denver Broncos offense and keep their let's just be honest, Broncos country. The in the playoffs, the defense might have to score half of the time in order for the Denver Broncos to win a playoff game.
Broncos defense almost scored last week.
They should have scored. That pass interference on Riley Moss, dude. I know that's your dude, but God, dog. He took away Barrett's first interception, pick 6.
Yeah,
wiped
he did.
it off the board.
Yeah. So here's a good question. So Riley Moss is obviously very talented.
Love that
at
dude,
his
but
position.
God.
He's like top 1 or 3 in like targets.
Yep.
And then with the best percentage as far as like
He has a low percentage chance of them completing.
Yeah, like
against
he's
him.
like top 3 in like all corners with over 30 targets or something like that, which is a wonderful stat. But the penalties are getting a little out of hand. Do the penalties negate the high level of performance and the close tight coverage and the
Right now it does. Right now it does. And right now it's not killing the team, and it's only glaring because now he's the number 1 because PS2's not out, or he's out.
One of those PIs was some bullshit.
It was. Almost all of his PIs are BS, dude.
Yeah.
And it drives me nuts, but he still gets – it's like, dude, just as soon as you turn your head, show your hands.
Is it just his style of play? Because since he's so
It is.
he plays so tight and he's aggressive and
It is, and they throw at him a lot.
Yeah.
They throw at him a lot, so he's being watched.
he's on the radar. He's on the ref's radar.
Right.
So
But it's very frustrating as a fan, man, and I love the kid to death. I do. I do not want the Broncos to get rid of him. I do not want him going anywhere else. But we've like I'm his coach or something. He needs to figure out. I'm like, man, we're about to get a game plan going, dog. We're going to hit the gym. No, dog. But seriously, he does need to figure out some sort of mechanism that, it's kind of like how Adelman with the Nuggets, he's telling the Denver Nuggets, yeah, as soon as you're guarding a guy like Harden, as soon as he picks up his dribble, show your hands. And that's what I would say to Riley Moss is the minute you turn your head to look for the ball, show your hands.
Uh-oh.
I mean, you're going to lose sight of the defender and all of that, but show your hands, man, because you're already there. You can run with the best of them. We've proven that. You have the top speed that you can stay with any wide receiver on the planet. You've proven that. You don't need to be grabbing, pulling, tugging, and doing all of that stuff. Yeah, I mean, some corners get away with it. You're not, so you need to figure out something, my guy, because wiping away a pick 6, that would have changed that game. Like the face of that game, I think that would have killed KC's, like that would have ripped their heart out right there. That was the second interception, and that was for a pick 6. So, you just can't have that, man. You can't have that. Now, granted, there's conspiracy out there that the KC Chiefs had the refs all the time trying to, and I kind of felt like the refs were keeping them in that game. I even saw on Facebook today, on a Facebook page, there was a KC fan that said, hey, I'm a KC fan, and it felt like the refs were trying to keep them in this game. And it made for a good game. I'm not going to lie. It was a good game, but on the, take that L on the way out though, bro. I don't feel bad for KC or their fans. F them. I'm not, tell your story walking, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't think anyone feels
I'm
bad.
all about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, you could argue that, Riley Moss, obviously the whole defense benefits from PS2's presence, but nobody more than Riley Moss, and that's going to be one of the most targeted, corners in the league as long as PS2 is in his prime.
Does he really benefit?
Yeah, he gets to guard the number 2 instead of the number 1.
Yeah, but
Or
he
defend the
gets
number 2.
targeted number 1.
Well,
because
yeah, because you're not
PS2's
throwing
on
at PS2.
Right.
Exactly. So,
So
at
does
least,
he really benefit?
At least if you gotta, at least if that's gonna happen, like let it be a lower quality wide receiver.
It definitely puts him out there, though.
It does.
To make these mistakes.
It does.
Yeah, he's under the
Just
radar
by
all the time.
the
Right.
pure, frequency.
I agree, man. Okay, so with all of that said, the Broncos have 6 games remaining, 3 of which are against divisional foes, right? And then we play. They play the Commanders coming out of the bye week, and then who's the other 2 teams?
Packers.
The Packers.
And Jaguars.
Yep, and the Jags. Okay,
Yeah.
so the only pushover in that whole scenario out of the last 3 games, and I know everybody's going to say throw the Raiders in there, but God damn it, I have been a Broncos fan for a very long time. The Raiders, Chiefs, and Chargers are the toughest games, even when our teams suck. And I guarantee you, any AFC West fan will tell you that. Even when the Broncos suck, that is a tough game.
They just know each other very well.
Tough games every single time, so I never take them for granted. I never go out and say, hey, the Broncos are just going to roll over any divisional foe. I just don't, because I've been let down enough times as a Bronco fan to know we don't do that. So
Who's the pushover?
the Jaguars.
Oh, okay.
The Jaguars.
I thought you were going to say
is
the
the only
Packers.
pushover team. No.
Not the Commanders.
Well,
Jags are 6-4, dude.
I don't know if okay, that's fair. That's a fair statement, but I don't think the Jags are as scary as the I think they're getting Daniels back, aren't they? By this game, I could have swore he's coming back
I haven't.
because he's only under concussion protocol. He's no. He hurt his
something
knee.
with his-
Yeah, so he's out. So you're right. So 2 pushover games. They have 2 pushover games, or possible trap games if you want to look at it from that perspective.
I mean, I don't know, man. 4 days ago, the Jaguars beat the Chargers 35-6.
Yeah.
That's not a big feat when the Chargers haven't been playing very well.
35-6.
Yeah, the Chargers haven't been playing.
Chargers
very well.
are in second place. They're ahead of the Chiefs.
Yeah, but they're 3 games behind the
Oh,
Broncos.
okay, I'm just saying, yes, you're going to be favored in that game, but to call them pushovers, I think just might be stretching it just a tad. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's why I said a trap game. I switched it to a trap. It could be a trap game.
They're 6-4. Trap game. Y'all beat.
They're 3 games behind the Broncos
You beat
too.
the 2-8 Raiders 10-7 at home on a primetime game, and you're
I
calling
just
6-4
stated-
the Jags.
I just stated that AFC
I
West
get it. Yes,
rivalry
I get it.
games.
I get it.
Come on, man. They were tired.
They were tired.
It was a Thursday.
It was.
Thursday games, they have a tendency to suck.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Not just
Especially
when the
for
Broncos
Denver.
are. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say we all saw that Colts game a couple years ago.
Yeah. Is that just because short week or what?
I think that most players don't want to play in those
Absolutely.
games.
I think it's absolutely that.
Just
I
a
think-
short week?
I think it's a short week. I
Yeah.
mean, dude, recovery is a big part of this business. You know what I mean?
I think you should only have to play a Thursday night game if you're coming out of a bye week.
Yeah, maybe it's a little late for this question, but why isn't it not like Friday night football if you're gonna do something like that?
It has
Right.
to do with high school football and all kinds of. Yeah, it really does. They can't compete with college and high school.
Whatever you lose out audience-wise from people going to high school football games, you're going to get it back from the extra alcohol that people buy watching the game, knowing they don't have to work
Bro,
the
you're
next
preaching
day.
to the choir. Tell that to the people in Texas, California, like places
true.
that only have
Yeah.
college
Yeah.
teams. Well, Texas has professional teams, but they're one of the main
Well, no.
components of
I was going to say Texas is a huge high school football state.
high school,
obviously, yeah.
college.
That's weird.
Hey, that was a live one. That wasn't even off the board. That was a live one.
I can't imagine a universe where the NFL is competing with high school football.
Right, that's what.
Well, it's
kinda
no
my point,
competition, but
yeah.
they're not. They don't want like the kids that play on Friday night want to watch NFL games.
Well, then,
So I get why they don't compete on. Like I'm just telling y'all the way it is. They don't want
with
to.
the hot takes.
Tell them to DVR
telling
it,
you.
man.
I mean, yeah, we do live in an age where you could record games. I'm not. I'm not a complete advocate for it. I'm just telling you, don't kill the messenger.
Can
I'm
we
telling
move-
you that's why.
move the kids to Thursday night or something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So they don't have school Friday morning, Mark? Is that what we're...
Yeah, whatever.
Mark's like, it's athlete, not student athlete.
What are the kids getting drunk after the games? Come on.
I mean, some of them, you ever seen Varsity Blues, bro?
All right, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but are we advocating
All right,
for
we're
that?
going down a rabbit hole, man.
Have you seen Dazed and Confused, bro?
Bro, you haven't even seen
What about
Half
10
Baked?
things I hate? No, I'm just kidding.
I'll play for this team, but I'll never sign that.
I give it a 10. A 10. Anyway.
Wish I had 4 thumbs. All right, sorry, I won't finish that one.
No, let's not finish that one. This is a family show,
Yeah,
damn it.
yeah,
No.
right.
Anyway,
Them kids.
so while we're still on this subject, just really quick. So the Broncos have 6 games remaining, okay? 2 of them I would consider pushovers, but they have 6 games. They have 6 games, okay?
The pushovers are you said the Jaguars and the Packers?
I did not say the Packers. He's trying to poke a bear.
No,
That's
I
what he's
know.
trying-
It's a couple attempts now. Yeah.
Hey now.
He's not letting it go.
He's not. I was saying the Jags and the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
So, but with the 6 games left, each of you. So I'll start with Ryan. What do you think the Denver Broncos schedule, or excuse me, their rating? I don't even know what I'm saying. Their
Record?
record. Thank you. What do you think their record would be? Anyways, their record will be in the 6 games.
So I think something to keep in mind, I think they could honestly run the next 4 games off and get to 13-2. And
Ooh, hot take.
I'm saying that as a Packers fan. And then you get to 13-2, I think you got the division wrapped up, and you could probably.
That's for sure. Because if they win even one or 2 more divisional games, they wrap up the division.
Well, but there's only the Raiders game out of those next 4. That's the thing.
True.
So then you'd have Chiefs and Chargers. But if you wrap up the division by the time you get to Chiefs Chargers, I think you probably rest the starters and you might drop those 2 at that point.
Okay.
I was kind of thinking that too, man, but I just can't imagine a world where they're going to want to not compete with the Chiefs
Because here's
and
the
the
thing,
Chargers.
the Chargers, they get their I think they're on their bye this week. They get the Raiders at home next week. They probably win that game to get an 8-4. But then they host the Eagles and then they go into Kansas City. And if they can't win one of those 2 games, the division might be done.
And you don't think Stidham would be hyped up to try to still win a game?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Stidham in there, but I mean, we saw what happened last year when the Chiefs rested their starters. Man, it was a bloodbath.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And I don't want to see that. I want to win. I want to see.
Okay,
wins.
so what's the record, Mike? What's the record? Six games.
4-2.
Okay, so 4-2, 4-2.
No, I'm going 3-3. I'm picking
3-3?
I'm picking the Packers.
Okay, I actually agree with you. That's exactly what I thought the Broncos would be, was 3-3. But I think that 2 of those wins out of those 3 are going to be divisional games, which is going to lock them up. That does kill my prediction because I really did think they would get 14 games this year. But I'm just being honest with myself. I'm taking the homer. I'm stepping away from the homer here. And I really do think they're going to be 3-3, and I think one of those losses will be to Green Bay. I think Green Bay's defense is really, really tough. But what I think they'll get out of that is I think the Broncos will be able to grow as an offense out of that game. Mm-hmm. Because they play against the best defense in the league every day in practice, right? But now you go up against a team like what is Green Bay, like 4th or 5th in their defense?
And then
defensive rating?
Defensive rating? Yeah, they're top 5 for sure.
Yeah,
I
they're like 4th or
last week.
They're like 4th or 5th. I think Seattle's 1. The Broncos are 2 or 3.
If not for that Dallas game, we'd probably be number 1. We couldn't stop a nosebleed in that game. We've been pretty dominant the rest of the year.
Which is crazy because you would think my guy would have gone off on on the Cowboys that day.
Yeah.
You would think. I was expecting that.
That Dallas offense is potent. And he did get a sack in overtime.
Yeah.
It was kind of a cheapo. Like, there was a scramble. It was really like a half-yard loss type of sack, like from behind. But, the thing is, like, they were, they're throwing triple teams at him all game. He's still getting pressures. Like, they're just scheming their whole offense around that at that point. It is crazy though. You could go 3-1 in your next 4 games and still have the division wrapped up at that point, depending on how things fall.
I had all of these people telling me all the time. I'm always on message board. I'm always talking to people, but I had all of these KC fans, especially saying if the Broncos lost that game on Sunday, they were losing the division. And I did not believe that because you still, like mentally, maybe as a mental thing or something to that effect, it doesn't bode well. But to lose the division when you're 2 games up,
I mean, that's a huge game. So if you look at
it was a big game.
If you look at the opposite outcome, right? So you got a 6-4 Chiefs team, a 7-4 Chargers team, and an 8-3 Broncos team. So you got 1 game of separation, and then you still have to go on the road into Kansas City, and you still have to play the Chargers again, who already beat you. So
yeah, but at home we play them here though.
I understand, but they did already beat you, right? So it's still even at home, it's a losable. So my point being, like, with what the history of these teams are, then knowing that they just beat y'all in Denver, like that 1 game lead doesn't feel very safe at that point.
Well, see, that's why I said on a mental aspect.
I understand that take of that game was the Chiefs' chance to, or really the Broncos' chance to let both of those teams back into the division race.
Right.
Versus right now that lead is pretty comfortable. They would really have to sputter to kind of let them back in at this point.
See, now that's an argument I can get behind. Like that I understand, but to say the Broncos were going to lose the division if they lost that game, that to me was the bridge too far.
Well, they were banking on, like, hey, you lose that game, like that's going to cue the sputter,
I mean, I get it, but I also don't. I just don't, because the Broncos were undefeated at home at that time. So none of the numbers even pointed to the Broncos losing that game to KC. Like none of them did.
The numbers in regards to Bo Nix, though, because you have to remember, outside of Denver, it doesn't seem like anyone in the country believes in Bo Nix. Or the Broncos, they just believe in their defense. Right.
Right.
And that's what it's always going to come back to.
No, that's
all the
fair.
Sports shows we're talking about them this week.
What's that, Vinny?
All the sports shows we're talking about them this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't look too bad.
6-0. Let's go.
6-0.
Okay,
Let's go.
I was coming to you, Mark. I was coming to you.
Let's go.
So now who's the homer? I said 3-3, and Mark calls me a homer all the time. But this man goes out of his way to text me, "You're being a homer."
I just don't see a world where Bo Nix doesn't score enough points in the 4th quarter. And
I mean, he's starting to prove it. So
I mean, I can't even argue. I want to argue.
He's got the data on his side right now.
He really does. I can't even.
You know something I've been thinking about? So this Sunday, as Denver fans, do we have to root for the Chiefs?
I mean,
are they playing the Chargers?
We don't know.
No, they're playing the Colts.
Oh.
I don't necessarily know if I want to root for the Chiefs.
I know, but
because I don't
want the Colts to win either.
But I think the Colts will still lose a game.
They need to.
They'll still lose a game.
Oh, but
they may not lose to the Chiefs, but they'll lose a game.
If the Chiefs don't beat, if the Chiefs lose to the Colts, they're done. They're done.
And that's why I want them to lose to the Colts.
Like statistically, maybe they might still have a chance, but I think that's probably it for them.
I almost think they'll be statistically eliminated if they lose to them, because then they'll have only 5 wins with 5 games left. So that means the max they can get is 10 wins, right? If my math serves me correctly. And there's no way that you're making the playoffs with 10 wins as the 3rd team in a division. So there's no way. There's no way.
The Packers did that last year.
That's okay. You got a point. I forgot about that.
There's a will, there's a way.
But the Colts, to be fair, they don't have a single game left on the schedule with a team that's currently under 500, and it's largely within their division. But just to read it off real quick, they go Chiefs, Texans, Jags, Seahawks, Niners, Jags, Texans.
That's pretty tough.
There's got to be at least 1 or 2 losses in there. There's got to be.
At least.
I don't know. They're playing too well for me to say more than 2, but there's got to be 1 or 2.
There's got to be one. There's got to be one. There's got to be one loss in that whole gauntlet. As I'm saying, the Broncos are going to go 3-3. They're going to lose 1. The Broncos will probably lose 3. And I'm to be honest with you, I don't necessarily. I know with the way the offense is playing that it's going to be better for the Broncos to be the number 1. But if they're number 2 at the end of the season, they still get a home game.
Yeah, but that bye only going to the 1 seed now kind of changes things.
I don't necessarily want the Broncos to have a bye.
What?
Dude, I've never believed in it. I've never believed in it. I've never believed in too much rest for any one team.
Mr. Hot Take over here.
I've never believed in that.
You're going off today, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, I've never believed in
He's
that.
out of control.
I believe that.
Drug test him.
No.
Hey, now you need to reel it in, buddy.
Like, whoa.
Hold up.
Whoa. Ain't nobody asked you that.
No. Random drug test. Random drug test.
No random nothing. No. Stop saying the
It's
D
the
word.
league.
What are you-
It's the league, man. Complete coincidence.
This man's smoking crack.
No, but I've never believed. I've always believed that sometimes with specific teams that are hot, if you get that bye week, it cools you down. It really does. And I use the Rockies as an example every single time, because had they not swept their team or not, and were waiting for the Boston team, right? They would have had a better chance. Now, I'm not saying they'd have beat Boston. Boston was really I almost cussed. They were really, really good that year.
Yep.
Really, really good that year.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the Rockies would have been able to put up more of a fight, because I think they kind of nonchalantly had a little too much time to chill and party and,
How good were they that year? Say it again. One more time. Sorry, I enjoyed that. No, but all right. So I will say this. I will acknowledge your point this year, because this is a team that doesn't have playoff experience, and if you get a 2 seed, you're going to be a huge favorite in that wild card game, and it will. They're a young team still. It would probably benefit them.
Yes.
Right? You give them one more year after a season like this, like any future season, I'll take that bye week, get me healthy, give me a chance to rest, and let me lean on the playoff experience to not get cold after the bye, right?
Agreed.
But this is probably the one scenario where I'll acknowledge there might be some value in that. I still, you can't take any playoff game for granted in the NFL, 2-7 matchup or otherwise, so like I still would, if I'm a Broncos fan, I'm preferring the bye, but I get why you're saying that.
Yeah, I just want them to stay hot, stay focused.
But they got to stay healthy too.
Right.
Okay, and that's to his point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I completely agree with that.
Hot and healthy.
Hot and healthy. You know who is also hot and healthy?
Interesting.
The OKC Thunder are hot and healthy, man.
Yuck.
And you can go ahead and hit that crap button for them too.
Here it is.
But man,
Actually like the team. I actually like the team.
OKC is scary good, dude.
It's SGA that I just really can't stand.
That's
Even if you take him off the team,
that's what
though,
I'm saying.
bro.
I like the team. That's what I'm saying.
Statistically,
It's
if you
kinda-
take his numbers away,
needs to go.
they're still winning.
It's kind of low down and dirty the way the SGA does what he does, but I mean, in a way, it's a science. He's got it down.
It's growing on me, and I don't know why I
It's
hate
a
it.
James Harden, disciple. Like,
Here's one thing: I can't stand watching it. It's so
Right,
me
Right,
neither. Yeah.
but it's growing on me. I can't. It's like a train wreck. I can't. I don't want to watch it.
A part of me wants to just respect the fact that he can do it so well, that
Yeah.
he can draw those fouls, to get those free throws. But it's
not
really
interesting.
It's horrible
boring.
basketball.
right.
It's boring.
But he's also not their only bright spot.
No.
Man. They're deep.
They're deep. Yeah, they're well
Like,
This team is playing at a high level from 1 through 8, and some would argue 1 through 12.
I was gonna say through 10, but definitely.
Some you could make that argument,
Yeah.
because they've been playing all the way through to their 12th man, in this 14-1 run that they've had at the beginning of this season. Man, they just look highly tuned. Now, granted, this team is going to have to be broken up within the next year when those new contracts that the Williams guys just signed and SGA's new contract, when those kick in, man, they're gonna have to get rid of some of these players. They're gonna have to cut some of the fat off.
Yeah,
of this team.
they're gonna have to jettison some guys, but
But
they're sitting on a bunch of first round picks.
I
though.
know, because they were so bad for so long.
Yuck.
It reminds me of the San Francisco 49ers in the NFL. The San Francisco 49ers were terrible for so many years, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, they're so good. Well, they're good because they have a ton of first-round and second-round draft picks.
And then we stole their defense.
And then we still, well, they're 2 key pieces on their defense.
Yeah.
And Hufanga, boy, that boy. That boy's a missile.
I'll deal with
Not to go on a tangent, but the other day, I think he was there was a running back that was about to. He had like hit a gap, and he looked like he was running full speed. And he hit Hufanga, and I swear to God, it literally looked like he got hit by a truck. I think I said it.
Yeah.
Mark and I were watching the game, and I was like, dude, he looked like a truck hit him.
Dude, if
Full
Hufanga,
stop.
if Hufanga could figure out a way to get his hands on the ball, you know what I mean? That would be insane. He'd be unstoppable.
Right.
But I have a question. Is it? Because when I was watching him last week, I'm like, man, this guy's like really intense. And is he really that intense, or does the hair make it look more like
It's like a Palomalu
It might be a little bit of A, a little bit of B.
Effect,
Yeah.
It might, because he looks so fast when his hair is flowing out of it.
when he hits somebody and there's just hair like just as active, that hair's like hella active,
Yeah.
it makes it look like more intense than it actually
It's
is.
almost like a plume of smoke, Mike. Like it's like he gets hit, and all you see is smoke.
But them Tongan guys are beasts anyways.
They
man.
are, dude. They all are really good, like defensive linemen, linebackers, safeties. They make really good.
They got heart.
And they are reckless.
Yeah.
They play with reckless abandonment, which I love. But anyways, going back to OKC, because I'm sorry, I didn't mean to send us back on football. OKC does look very, very, very hard to beat, and the Denver Nuggets, and I'm just to refocus this back to the Nuggets, they don't play them until really the second half of the season.
Those will be fun.
So you're not going to know who truly is the better of the two, even record-wise. Yes, the Nuggets have lost 3 games. They've only lost 1. So obviously right now by record, they have won, or they're better than the Nuggets by record. But who is really the better team on the court? Because the Denver Nuggets have been playing that 2-man Jokic with Jonas, and I've been loving it. Now, they did get dunked on last night by, what's that boy's name?
What are you talking about?
From New Orleans. Green.
Was that in the fourth quarter?
It was in the fourth quarter.
Was that when Najee took that layup, like that contested layup with 15 seconds left on the shot clock?
That doesn't sound like him at all.
and then they got the breakaway. They hit that dunk. Yeah, was that the one you're talking about?
I wasn't going to talk about Najee. I know I said I was going to put it on the rundown, and I wasn't going to talk about him. But since you brought him up,
the Najee situation last night is a bit complicated, I believe.
Why?
More complicated than you think.
I've heard what Coach Adelman said today in his interview.
Yeah.
I heard what he said to why.
Yeah.
It was defense.
Yeah.
It was complete defense, and he feels like he played enough defense to slow down Zion, even though he still got 14 points and still averaged his rebounds and assists.
Zeke Najee was a minus 18 last night, but he held Zion to what? How many points? 14 points.
Yeah,
this man averages like 21, 22 points a game.
So that
And he can go off for 30 any night.
Yeah.
So that's
He
a good
could.
performance, yeah.
So there's something to it. You know
there
what I
was
mean?
something to it.
Right.
I think there's more to that. The Denver Nuggets as an organization have to offload his contract.
Well, no,
Conspiracy theorist over here.
it's possible that maybe they're trying to get him some footage. You know what I'm saying? Get him some
Right.
tape out there
Right.
that maybe they would people could see that. Hey, look what he did to Zion this night. And I kind of
there's something to it. There's a little something to
I
it.
kind of respect Adelman's willingness to throw some bench guys out there in starting situations. You know what I mean?
He has some other crazier contracts. Might as well see what you got. I mean, we've already done that, but maybe he's developed.
And if
more,
there's a game you're going to do it against one of the worst teams in the league. And I'm not trying to shit down New Orleans.
Is that kind of disrespectful to the Pelicans?
It's very disrespectful.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I'm not saying that that's what they're doing. I'm saying as a fan, if you're going to do it against those teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't do it when it's a cup game, or don't do it when you're playing against the Lakers or come on, where's the button?
There you go. Can't miss on that.
Do it when you're playing against those type of teams, right? Or don't do it when you're playing against those type of teams, but do it when you're playing against New Orleans. I almost called them the Bullets. I'm just showing my age. The Wizards. Do it when you're playing against those teams. Boy, that
When
team
you're
has
playing
been,
against the Sonics.
But there's got to be something to it. I mean, Najee's numbers.
Don't start. Oh, I was about to cuss again. See, that's the second time you almost got me to cuss. Why? That's not good.
You're getting them fired up, man.
When you're
Calm
playing,
down, Art.
When you're playing against the Minneapolis Lakers.
Oh, see, now I'm not that old. I'm not that old. Damn it. And, he's not that much younger than me.
You do that
So
against the Supersonics.
Yeah.
here
right.
said that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did? Oh, I didn't.
He did.
hear
He
that.
did.
Sorry, y'all were both yelling, so I didn't.
Womp
Hear
womp.
The New Orleans Jazz.
I'll show myself out.
There you go.
You
There
know what?
go.
F all of y'all. Okay. Okay. How does that
Your
sound?
team.
F your team.
I party.
F your eyes.
Dishonor on your
Dishonor
family.
you.
Dishonor on your cow.
I was about
I
to
got
go
you.
there too. I was about to go there, man.
Charlotte Bobcats.
There you go. There you go.
I had to re-examine that whole timeline because I forgot about them and how they even fit into the whole thing.
Prime
Like,
Emeka Okafor, baby. Come on.
There you go.
Oh my God. Okay.
Maybe Adelman knew that Zeke Najee was the only guy that was like strong enough to like even like try to lock up Zion.
It was more of length.
So is Aaron Gordon hurt or was that a load management? Because they didn't say
load
anything until like the
management.
last minute. They said he was questionable, and I was thinking, oh, he'll still play. But then
I really think it is. It's a little bit of A, a little bit of B. I think they do want to give AG his rest in the beginning of the season, but
Right.
it might be an A, B, and C. It could be a little bit of my conspiracy theory that they really do want to get film on him so they can offload him before the trade deadline. It could also be that his length and athleticism could give Zion problems.
It did
which
give
it
him
did.
problems.
They do that to Murray all the time. Like when they play against Minnesota, that's why they put McDaniels on Murray.
Gives them fits.
Exactly, because Murray's quicker than him, he's faster than him, he still scores on him, but he gives him fits. And they pick him up full court, which is exactly what the Denver Nuggets were doing with Zion as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you said it, there's something to it. There was obviously something, or not, Mike might have said that,
Yeah,
but
Mike said it.
Either way, there was something to it, but it seemed weird that of all the people on the bench that you were going to start because, AG was going to be out would be him. It was just weird to me that he would pick him out of all the people.
Well,
maybe. A lot of these like bench guys, a lot of them, they have only get like minutes in garbage time, and like to what value is that for them is like developing. You know what I mean?
right.
And this gives them value at the end of the year if you do need him.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You know what he's going to do. He's not going to get you any points, but he's going to get you 2 blocks, 2 steals. You know what I mean? Like he's going to get you that.
I mean, when you think about the pieces they added to this team and what your playoff rotation already looked like last year, right? Like Valley, Brucey B, and Hardaway, all 3 of those guys, they're not over the hill, but they're not spring chickens, right? Like,
Right.
If you want to be healthy that time of year, you are always going to have to give, that younger part of the roster more runtime in games like this, like you said, against New Orleans early in the season.
Spence
And
Jones.
it wasn't just...
Gave him a chance, and he didn't look bad.
Yeah, and it wasn't just...
I was going to bring it up.
It wasn't just Zeke Najee either. I mean, Spence Jones, but also Peyton Watson had 32 points.
Oh, yeah. Let's
He
not
walked
gloss
winning
over that.
Come on.
Plus like 2 or
Wow,
3
yeah.
blocks. Like he had one of those blocks. He damn near swatted it to Venus.
He
like
was all over that.
He was.
You tell me the last time he even got a high enough usage rate to, even if he didn't miss a single shot, to get anywhere near that.
Bro,
you
and
know?
a lot of that was from the 3-point line.
Right. Yeah, he was on fire.
A lot of that was from the 3-point line. I think it was 5 of 7 from 3. I have to double check that, but it was a lot of his points were from the 3 beyond the arc. And he seemed like his team was giving him all the confidence in the world. Now, what that's going to do is when he's back on the bench, right, and he's playing against lesser talent and not playing against starters in the league, right, that means that he's going to be able to dominate when he's playing with Bruce Brown and Valanciunas. He's going to be able to play in that dunker spot and do all of those things because Jonas can pass he's not as good as Jokic, but he's good. He's good. I always keep saying just as good, but that's not
a diss.
true.
Nobody passes like him.
Yeah. I'm not trying to exactly.
Hey,
But before we go, because I do want to give some love, because Mark pointed this dude out to me last year, and I was kind of okay, yeah, defense is there. But this year, man, Spencer Jones, I got to give him, for giving smacks on the rear. I got to give that dude the smack on the rear, bro.
he was a +6 last
Good
night.
game.
That's good.
Good game, bro. He's not a guy that's gonna jump out on the stat sheet.
He's not putting up big numbers, but
He's not.
He's hustling.
He's energy.
Yep.
Right? He plays the game the way you want him to play. He gets a few fouls, but he's got 6 of them,
Yep.
and he's coming off the bench. Who
Yep.
cares?
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
Right.
But he does have a decent shot. Like I've seen him shoot. It's ugly.
It's ugly.
It is ugly as sin,
That is the con. for
but it
sure.
goes in. It goes in.
Yeah, I've seen it go in. Yeah, for sure.
I've seen it go in.
I've seen it go
Once or
in.
twice.
Mark said even a broken clock is right twice a day.
But when he came in the playoffs last year, you heard his name immediately like 4 or 5 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's where I kind of perked up. Is I was like, why are they putting this young kid in the playoffs?
Because he was a rookie last year. This is year 2.
But MPJ had a diaper on his shoulder. and,
Right.
Shoulder diaper.
Right.
And we had Murray all taped up together. And
Oh my
you
God,
know,
do
like,
we have time?
it's
Damn
bad.
it, we ran out of time.
We
We ran out of time. I wanted to talk about the Cam and MPJ trade. We will have to
Still a good trade.
we will have to
End
Cam
the
Johnson
conversation.
he was 14-5-3 last night.
Dude, I think he's fitting in now.
He's
No, the
coming
last 2
around.
games he looked great.
Yeah,
he learned that if you pass it to Jokic and then you cut through the
Yep,
paint,
yep.
then you're gonna get a
You're
look.
gonna get a cheeseburger.
Exactly. He's, yeah.
You're gonna get a cheeseburger.
Coming
What?
along,
There's
baby.
a cheeseburger.
He's slowly becoming
Dangerous.
part of the offense here.
Yeah.
He's gonna get it. I
think
told
he's-
you.
I think he's finding his way through the
told you.
offense. I told you.
Mike,
Tell Lucas.
MPJ got put on.
Lucas.
Hey, MPJ got put on internet restriction by the team, by the Nets. So
All right.
come on, man.
Well, speaking of Lucas,
That's
we'd
right.
like to give our condolences to Lucas and his, our best friend Peyton. He had to lay her to rest. His puppy.
Yeah.
He had to lay her to rest. She was having some issues. We're not gonna put all his business out in the
Of
street,
course,
but
yeah.
our condolences to you, Lucas. She was a good companion.
She was a great dog.
She was a great dog, man. Love that dog. She used to sleep when I go down there. She'd sleep next to you. She was a good dog. So love to Peyton, love to Lucas, and love to our fans, man. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube at Sportz Phenz. You can follow us anywhere. Get in the chats, man. We're pretty active. I'm gonna get these guys as admins in the chat so you guys can talk directly to us. Let us know how you feel, man. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if our takes are cheeks, as Mike would say.
6-0.
Buns.
Buns. And that's going to do it for us this week, Sportz Phenz. We will see y'all next week, Thursday at 7 p.m. We will start on time next week, hopefully.
Maybe.
Maybe not. I don't care.
Maybe.
We're not professional here. We
Hey.
tell you that. But we will see you next week, hopefully. It might be Thanksgiving.
Adios.
That's right.
Deuces.
Brioche buns, baby. It's sweet.